Hi, we're No Man's Land Bushcraft. This is Leon, I'm Michiel. It's a beautiful day today here, and we thought we took the chance to show you some methods for splitting wood. We're going to show you different methods, starting with a knife and batoning, and two methods for a smaller axe, using the bigger axe, and finally we'll split this large trunk here using only a knife. And if you want to see how we do that, stay tuned. Leon will start showing you how to use the knife.
Okay, batoning is very simple. It's a safe way to split wood. You will need a strong, big knife. This is a full tang knife. That means that the metal of the knife runs all the way to the back, so it has no weak point. So I can safely hit it, and it cannot close on my hand, it cannot break. So it's a safe way to use it. Instead of an axe, when you swing you can hit yourself. This is the most safe way to split wood. I just put it on the center of the wood, and I will hit it with a baton. And it's a very quick and easy way to split wood. You can, after you split it, you can do it again and again until you get very small kindling for your fire. It's very easy.
Alright, this is very easy and it's very safe, but of course you can do the same with the axe. If you've got some smaller wood, it's easy to just start like this, hold it in your hands, start very light, and it'll hold like this, and just work your way downwards. I like this method. Leon doesn't like it. It's up to you what you like. Secondly, you can use this a different way, and it's completely different. You, instead of hitting the top, you will hit the side, and you will need to hold both the axe and the block, each in one hand. And while you're holding it, bring it down together, and you will split the whole wood. Also very easy method, especially if you're already down to half of it. It's easy to just continue. Yeah, I think this is my personal favorite. But then of course you've got bigger blocks, and you need a bigger axe. So how are we going to do that?
The last way to use the axe is just hit it. It's the classic way. This one is a little bit more dangerous. If you do this standing up, and you will hit the wood. If you miss it, you can hit your legs, you can hit the ground, and will blunt your axe. So we do this on our knees. Now if we miss the wood, we will hit our chopping block, and not the ground or our legs. The best way to use a chopping block is to use the side of a trunk. There's no sand or other particles on the chopping block, so you will not damage your edge. First aim. That's it.
Right, so that was all pretty easy. We'll now show you a more exciting method for splitting our chopping block. Yesterday we were filming the previous parts and our battery died, so we split the wood, but the camera wasn't actually filming. So we'll make it up today and split some other wood and continue.
Yeah. So for splitting this wood, we will only use our knife. The way we do this, we make wedges out of wood we can put into this log. So that's the first thing we're gonna do. So we'll take you with us to make some wedges.
Making a wedge is fairly easy. You can make all sorts of different kinds of wedges. I'll make a pretty small one right now with a sharp tip. I've got a very dry and solid piece of wood here. That means that if all goes well, we can reuse it later. We'll start with the axe and just make the first shapes. And then we'll remove some of the bark. It's best if you can get the wedge itself to have a very smooth surface, so it'll go in easily. And when you've done that, you can make a sort of micro bevel on top. It's very sharp now, but that means it's also more vulnerable. So I'll make a small cut on both sides. So that we have a sharp but less vulnerable edge. So this one is very blunt actually. We'll probably use it later when there's already a crack. I've got different kinds of wedges. This one is much smaller, more tapered. And so while we're splitting the wood, we can choose which one works best. If you like, and if you want to keep the wedges for later, you can round off the upper part a little bit, so that when you hit it with a stick or something else, it won't get damaged as soon. And that's it. So we'll finish the wedges and then start splitting the wood.
So we finished our wedges, we made different sizes, and we are now ready to split the wood. We're gonna split the wood from the top. It's best to first inspect the wood. If there are any cracks, you can use that to your advantage to split along these cracks. At this top I see only one crack. It runs here. I don't know if you can see it. You could even start with your very tapered wedge, put it in there, but to aid this, I'm first going to use my knife and make this crack a little larger. So the crack runs like that. I put it on the other side where there is no crack, in the same direction, and hit it a little. So we now have this crack here, this split, and we can use it for our first wedge. Let's look for the sharpest wedge we have. I think I'm going to use this one. Put it in and start. Start is always the hardest part, but you can see the crack now starts to continue a little bit. Let's put one over here and see how it's going. You can see from here that the crack is really starting to get deeper. You can already see it's here. So let's continue a little bit from the top, and if it runs any further, we can start putting in wedges from the side. You can hear the wood cracking, that's good. If you want a really nice and straight split, or if it's going not well, you can also wait a little bit, let the wood split on its own with the wedges in it. You can see the crackers are all the way through, and it almost continues to the half of the log, so it's going pretty well. Let's put in a slightly bigger one.
Right, so now let's try over here again.
Yeah. Nice.
There we go, it's almost through. Just a few fibers keeping it together.
Sometimes you can use your knife to cut some of these fibers. And then continue on.
So we're actually through. There's just one knot here with a lot of fibers keeping it together. Yep.
So that's it.
Oh, we've got a very nice split. Was a little bit more difficult because it's so wet. It's a bit spongy, so it absorbs some of the force you put into it.
But it looks okay. It's a really nice straight split. You can clean it up with a draw knife or something else and use the wood for construction. I would not use this wood because that has woodworm, but you'll get the idea.
Alright, so that's it for today. We showed you several ways of splitting wood. I hope you enjoyed this video.
Thank you for watching.
Yeah, see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.